This is the Fortean Slip British Invasion with your host, Chris York.
I am the Ye Now Deloshi. I just destroy humanity wherever I go.
And co-host, Richard Allen.
Have you ever seen that episode of The X-Files? Oh yes, you have. You ruined it for me.
Together they look at all things with a pinch of salt.
Making fun of like all the witnesses to Bigfoot, and the story is completely insane. There's no way it can possibly be true, but it is true.
By the way, I never listened to your show, but I listened to the show the other day. I kind of liked the story, so I said fuck it and threw it up there. I sent you the link to that. Did you check that out?
The symbolism is lost when they're turned into rainbow-spewing unicorns riding saucy bananas. The ranch was more UFO-y stuff, and the Skinwalker legend is more people turning into animals.
And it's not like a medicine man. Like a medicine man's a good guy, he heals people, does dances, whatever the fuck they do, I don't fucking know. The goody two-shoes stuff, Richard.
Oh, right. So they don't help little old ladies cross the road.
Hello, and welcome to the Fortean Slip British Invasion. I have no fucking idea what episode this is. Looking. I'm gonna go with 9. Episode 9. Right? Maybe?
Yes, sir.
We'll go with 9. Oh shit. Almost spilled my coffee. Ooh. Don't be doing that shit. Today, we're going to talk about reincarnation. The wonderful world of past lives and past life regression. And, do we include hypnosis in that?
No.
No? Okay. Because it wasn't like I had any, like, epiphany or anything like that. I just was like, fuck it, let's do a show. And I went, roll the dice, reincarnation. That's what we're going to do. That
was literally his exact words as well.
Let's do this shit. So I wanted to talk a little bit about some kind of like some cases that are already out there, just to kind of give people an idea. Anyone who might, be living under a rock and doesn't know exactly what reincarnation is, which is like the soul going from one life to the next and possibly having glimpses of that previous life. And a lot of times at really young ages, in a lot of these stories, I found it's when they're kids. They're like, "Hey, I got shot." Well, who'd you get shot by? That guy. And then it turns out that somebody gets shot by that guy. I don't know. So anyway, I was looking on it's a website called wallstreetinsanity.com. I just fucking found these stories. And I had noticed these stories before. I think I posted a couple of them. Excuse me. On the blog, and that's why I wanted to read them. But if you want to check those out there at wallstreetinsanity.com, and I'll put the link to that down below the YouTube video on YouTube. There's 9 stories on there. It's episode 9, and there's 9 stories, Richard. I think we're turning this into a conspiracy.
It's all an intricate tapestry.
It's a tangled web we weave. Figure out the code. Fuck off. So anyway, the number 2 one on this list is called The Boy Is His Own Grandpa. It's about 18-month-old Gus Taylor. I guess.
An accident with a time machine and a malfunctioning contraceptive.
I guess. I don't know. But his grandfather, Augie, had died a year before he was born. But the year-and-a-half-old claimed that he was his own grandfather. When he was 4, he was able to identify Augie in family photographs, which I wouldn't think is such a stretch, but okay. Even though he had never seen the man in real life. That might not sound like much, but it gets weirder. Years before, Augie's sister was murdered and her body was dumped in San Francisco Bay. No one in the family had ever spoken of this to Gus, and consequently everyone was shocked when Gus started talking about his dead sister. And the other one was 8-year-old James Leininger of Louisiana. And he was a kid that like started talking about aviation. He like knew all kinds of shit about planes, like loved planes. And then like he said he was this Lieutenant James McCready Houston. He was a World War II fighter pilot, and he got killed in Iwo Jima. And it was just crazy shit. Like that he was able to supposedly recall. Like, I don't know how much of this is fucking real. I don't know how much of this is bullshit. I'm just telling you the story as it is. But, so, that being the case, like, I mean, I don't know that personally I buy into reincarnation. And I say that on a lot of things, but it's really hard to, being a rational thinking person, to go, I'm all in. Yeah, it's just that's what happens. But I think the stories are pretty cool. When I was real young, I would hide when planes would fly over the house. And my father always said that he thought that I was in like Vietnam or something in a past life. I always thought that was kind of interesting. But what do you think, Richard?
About reincarnation or past lives?
Both. They kind of both tie in together, don't they?
They do. I realise that was a ridiculously stupid thing I said, but I'm trying to save face.
I was gonna ask you to remove your fucking foot from your mouth.
It's an interesting concept. I don't see the point if you're not allowed to remember your previous life properly.
So you don't see the point in like going over the same sort of lessons over and over again to get it right?
If you keep making the same mistakes over again.
Well, we are pretty pathetic when it comes to fucking doing shit the right way.
Yeah, we suck at it, but the idea that we're going to continue to suck at it for the rest of all eternity is depressing.
I mean, I guess it's like the tenet of most religions too, that you're like, born into this world like just fucking from nothing, and you're already in the hole.
Yep.
Like you're already in the red when you start. And I don't know that there's like a fucking solid path to get to the black. To get yourself out. Like, I don't think Black Friday comes, everybody, buys their weight in their soul and gets their ticket to wherever. Valhalla, heaven,
Valhalla.
some other fucking place. I don't know.
No, Valkyries come and pick you up if you die and go to Valhalla.
Oh, okay. Some fucking place.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
I think ferrets go to Valhalla.
What's that?
Ferrets go to Valhalla.
Sure they do. Kodo and Podo. So I don't know that I can totally buy into it, but I find that these stories can be pretty interesting, although I find that a lot of this stuff can be chalked up to could have been coached, could have been whatever. It's not outside the realm of possibility that it's bullshit.
Well, it may surprise you to know that there is actually some hard science backing up kind of reincarnation. Because as you know, the universe was created by Big Bang or whatever, or implosion, and it's expanding outwards, and at some point it will collapse in on itself, and scientists theorize that it will expand out again, and then we'll live our lives again. Exactly the same though.
Really?
Yeah. So there is actually a tiny bit of science that backs up a little bit of reincarnation. But this, I don't know, because like people say they're reincarnated warriors or reincarnated kings. You never notice that nobody ever says they were like a reincarnated washing man or a painter or a greengrocer, or a homeless guy. You never hear about those stories. In my previous life, I washed windows on the freeway.
Well,
It's always something impressive.
it's always something fantastical. Although the kid that thought he was his own grandfather, his own grandfather
That's
wasn't all that
weird.
That's not that's a strange one. But I don't know. I like this. I like the subject. I do know that, and I think that it would be I think that it would be very interesting if, in fact, our souls, when we're done, go to like fucking some game show where you get to pick your next fucking life, but it's going to be pretty much the same fucking thing that you already went through because you didn't learn anything. Because we fuck up as human beings more often than not. I
want to come back as an accountant squid.
An accountant squid?
Yeah, a squid that does the accounts for the squid.
Okay. Is that like a reference I'm not getting?
No, it's a nice story to tell, isn't it? And what do you do for a living? I'm a squid. I'm an accountant. I do accounts for other squid.
Under the sea.
Life is better. Life is wetter under the sea.
That's right. So, I think that I had some sort of past life? Honestly, I don't know. I do know that, and this you have to make a stretch with this one because it involves a Ouija board, and I don't much buy into that at all. But funny story, an ex-girlfriend of mine when I was real young, I was in high school, we had used a Ouija board and asked about our past lives, and it had said that we were married in our past life, and I never married her. Just saying.
Well,
like in this life.
At least you didn't cock up a second time.
Yeah, well, I did wind up with her twice in this life. So I guess there's that.
But you never married her.
No, I never went down that road this time around, I guess. But maybe I did the last time. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm learning this time around, that I wasn't supposed to be there. Who knows? Who fucking knows? I don't. I just fucking go through life and try to understand something. Because I think we all question what this is and where we're going and what we're doing. Like I think on some level, everybody questions that. And it's not... I think for some people, it's far more... it's far more important to them to understand that, and for other people it's just like they push it away or they hide it or they're afraid of it so that they use defense mechanisms to get away from it or whatnot, because we're all gonna fucking die. There's no getting out of this place alive. There just is not. You are going to fucking eventually stop breathing, your heart's gonna stop, and you're gonna fucking kick it. And what happens? And we all wonder what fucking happens. I don't give a shit if you're an atheist, a Christian, a fucking Wiccan, a Buddhist. Everybody wonders what is beyond this. And I think as a rational thinking person, I have to wonder, like, there's just so much that seems like design that there has to be something. What it is, I don't know, but I think there has to be something. I mean, I don't know what you think.
I'm not big on an afterlife.
No?
For people, anyway.
Just for ferrets? Just for...
but I think, we just die. That's it.
But nothing, just for Kodo and Podo? They get heaven?
They get taken off by winged Valkyries to Ferret Valhalla, where the rabbits never run out, the water's always on tap, and they can run for as fast as they want for as long as they want.
And we just expire. That's it. Punch a fucking clock. Oh,
Ferrets
waiter,
deserve
check
an
please.
afterlife, and humans don't.
We're just shit.
We are pretty shit. Let's be honest here.
Uh,
Let's look at all the wonderful things we've done.
well, I think humanity, in and of itself, it fails. It fails a lot. Like it's gained so much ground on this planet. People have, obviously we are it. We're the thing right now.
We're currently in fashion for the planet Earth.
Right. So but we fight and there's no unity as people on this planet. I mean, we look at, different races and different, this place is, because there's an imaginary line on the ground here. These people are different from us when we're all human beings. Like, I don't understand why the planet can't be united, and people go against that. People are like, oh no, we can't possibly have a united planet. That would just be too much like a one world order. Well, I mean, what the fuck? Should we all just fight and fucking bicker and squabble forever? Or should we actually work together to get somewhere?
I don't know, Chris. You want to think about this for a moment. What the hell would happen if humanity was united about something?
Your teenage aliens come and decided to destroy us?
I don't know, man. We could just start deciding to conquer other worlds. And
I don't know about that.
take aliens to social media and selfies and expand outwards with YouTube videos.
Just guys like sticking their head next to the fucking porthole on the ship, like as a fucking planet's exploding. Cha-ching!
Exactly. It'd just be a line of flashes and cell phones go off.
I'm gonna upload this to my Instagram. Just blew up planet in Sector 6.
Hashtag no survivors.
I don't know. I don't know, but I do know that I don't think that the way that we do things now is proper, let's just say. We fight, we constantly argue, there's fear. Like, we're always worried about some crazy motherfucker somewhere. So how does humanity evolve and go on to the next level?
We are evolving.
Well, like, I agree with that. I think eventually it's just going to be AI and they'll kill us off and that will be the next thing.
Yeah, and computers will be in fashion on Earth. But well,
Ultron was right.
Oh, yeah. We'll just at the moment we're in like middle ground. There's nothing going on for us. And so life is just, dull and boring. But history's always being written. And you say we're not doing things right. I disagree with that. Take a look. I hate to bring this back to ferrets, but if you watch animals, and specifically my ferrets, because this is a good example, I watched, and they weren't even working today. I took them out just to stretch their legs, and I watched them massacre an entire warren of rabbits that had taken shelter at the back of my garden, and they weren't even hungry. They just did it because they could. And I watched next to the rabbit warrens, there used to be all these nice plants that I carefully cultivated, and because we had the floods, the brambles have just completely taken over, strangled everything else and sorts. So if you look at nature, it's natural for strong things to dominate and destroy weak things, and humanity has always been about that. So I don't think we do things wrong. I think we do what's natural, and I don't think we're any different than anything else on this planet.
But we are. We like fucking ride the bus.
Why?
And drive cars and go to the fucking moon and go to space. Like, we are different from the other things on the planet, dude.
Ant queens can control an entire horde of thousands with pheromones. Can you do that?
No.
No.
I never said we're the most evolved thing on the planet. Like,
You said
cockroaches are
we're-
probably the most evolved thing on the planet. That and them fucking, what are those, water bears? Those little tiny
Water
things that
bears.
can live in fucking space or in volcanoes.
Volcanoes, yeah.
They can
Those
fucking
things
live
are-
everywhere.
And yeah, but you said that we're different, and you said we ride buses, and I was just giving an example of something animals do that we can't.
Okay.
We're
I'm
the
not
same as every other.
we're not the same as every other fucking organism. We're just not. Do we have similarities? Are there things in common? Yes, absolutely. But we have language and we have fucking all this fucking knowledge.
Dolphins and elephants and chimps.
Okay, so where are the iPads for the fucking dolphins?
Oh, well, maybe they had that stuff thousands of years, because a lot of those species have existed for longer than us. Maybe they got rid of all that stuff. We're like, nah, we prefer the natural life. Yeah, think about it.
Yeah, I'm
Just because we
sure.
have technology, it doesn't make us.
No, I'm just saying that we are different. We're not vastly different, but we are different. And we decided to become societal in such a way to work together. But yet the way that we work together is we fight amongst ourselves, because we're all human beings on the fucking planet. But yet you live in a country that's run a completely different way than where I live.
Well, it's not. It's all run by rich people that want to stay rich.
Well, I
The
think
same as your country.
yeah, but there's differences. You know what I mean by that. There's differences, because there are.
Can't think of any specific ones.
You're run by a queen. Well, no, not really.
Yeah.
You have a queen, and then you're run by like a fucking prime minister with a fucking parliament.
Yeah, and you have a president, Congress.
We don't have no
the
queen.
Senate.
Or we don't have a queen.
Okay.
I just spoke like Alcorn for a minute. You know, but things are different there, and if you go to another country, they're like different there. It's all different, and some of these countries we fight with, and some we argue with, and some we're on like mediocre terms with, and things always change. And I just don't know that. You know, and this kind of goes back to the topic that we were talking about, the, you know, past lives, reincarnation. Like, I don't know that we go forward in the proper fashion as humanity, because we fight against our own evolution. Like, you know damn well, as well as I do, that by and large people are lazy.
Yeah.
So we don't want to grow, but there is a percentage of people that do.
Exactly. Those percentage of people, the people that are not us, are going to be the ones that take the species forward while we're forgotten by history.
Well, we become those big fat things in Wall-E that just like floated around in chairs.
That's our future, Chris. Me and you, that's where we end up.
That's
those
where-
go-getting nerds that'll take the species further.
Nice. On that note, Richard, let's wrap this bitch up.
Get your Mick West.
Oh, Mick West. If only I could have Mick West. This has been the Fortean Slip British Invasion, episode 9. I think it's 9. 999. If you like this shit, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't, hit the little thumbs down button. Leave a comment, subscribe. Check out Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and at youtube.com/Dred Funn. Check out Matt Knapp at bigfootcrossroads.com. Check out Richard's blog. I don't know how active he is on it lately. The link is under the YouTube video, because he fucked up the spelling horribly.
Yeah, every time.
And you have the disorder.
And yeah, well, no one's perfect, Chris.
Strive to be. Strive to be, Richard. It's It's all about the journey, bitch. It's all about the journey. See ya.